Chosen one, before you ever took your first breath, heaven had already spoken your name. Long before anyone recognized your worth, God marked you, set you apart, and prepared a path that only you could walk. Many are called, but few are chosen, and you were chosen from birth. You didn't stumble into purpose by accident. You didn't arrive here by coincidence. You were sent. There were signs all around you, even when you were too young to understand them. Signs in your spirit, signs in your path, signs in your survival. From the beginning, you walked with a light that others could feel but could not explain. You felt things deeply. You understood things without being taught. You sensed danger. You sensed truth. And you sensed destiny long before you had the words for it. These were not random moments. They were early confirmations that you were not like the rest. Even as a child, life treated you differently. Where others moved freely, you were guided. Where others played without worry, you carried a subtle awareness. Where others lived without direction, you felt a quiet pull towards something greater. You always knew there was more to life, more to purpose, more to you. That inner stirring was a sign of your calling. And though you may not have understood it then, heaven protected you fiercely. Accidents missed you, people underestimated you. Situations meant to break you only shaped you. Every closed door redirected you. Every hardship prepared you. Every lonely moment refined you. God was not punishing you. He was preparing a vessel He had chosen long ago. Chosen one, this is your confirmation. You were set apart from the start. You were chosen before the world ever noticed you. You were called before you knew how to speak your own name. Many are called, but few are chosen, and you were chosen from birth. Chapter 1. Chosen one. You never fit in. From the beginning, chosen one. One of the strongest signs that you were chosen from birth is that you never fit in, not even as a child. While other kids blended into groups with ease, you always moved differently. You weren't trying to be special, you simply were. There was something in your spirit that set you apart, something that made you stand out, even when you tried to shrink yourself. From a young age, people sensed your uniqueness. Adults looked at you with a strange mixture of curiosity and respect. Some were drawn to your presence, while others felt intimidated by it, without understanding why. You carried a quiet authority, a silent strength, a light that you didn't realize was shining. You noticed things others overlooked. You heard the emotions behind people's words. You observed the world with a depth far beyond your age. This wasn't a personality trait. It was a divine marking. God placed awareness in you early because your purpose required a different level of sensitivity. Even your interests separated you. While others chased noise, you gravitated toward peace. While others played without thought, you questioned things deeply. You wondered about life, purpose, heaven, and destiny long before most children even knew what those words meant. That inner curiosity wasn't random. It was the early stirring of your calling. You didn't fit into the world because your soul wasn't shaped like the world. You were never meant to follow the crowd. You were designed to lead, to break patterns, to rise, and to stand out. And because of that, God shielded you from certain environments. Opportunities that others received were withheld from you, not because you were unworthy, but because you were different. You were protected from influences that could have corrupted your purpose. Even friendships were difficult. Sometimes you found yourself alone, not because you weren't likable, but because your spirit couldn't connect with just anyone. Your energy was too pure, too rare, too elevated. This isolation wasn't loneliness, it was separation by design. God kept you apart so He could build you in silence. People misunderstood you, mislabeled you, or underestimated you, and that was all part of the plan. When you don't fit in, it's because you're not supposed to. When you feel different, it's because you are. When you walk alone, it's because your path is exclusive. Chosen one. The world has never known what to do with someone like you because heaven crafted you, not society. Your inability to fit in wasn't a weakness. It was your first sign. The moment you were born, you were marked as someone who would walk a path few could understand. You were chosen from the start, set apart for a purpose that only your spirit could carry. Chapter 2. Chosen one. You face battles. Too early. Chosen one, another undeniable sign that you were chosen from birth is that life tested you long before you even understood what a test was. While other children enjoyed innocence and simplicity, you were thrown into situations that demanded strength far beyond your age. Your childhood was never normal. It was training. From an early age, you experienced pressures that forced you to grow faster than those around you. You dealt with emotional storms, family conflicts, unexpected losses, or painful betrayals that most people never face until adulthood. Yet somehow, even as a child, you carried yourself with a level of resilience that was uncommon, unexplainable, and undeniably divine. You didn't break the way others expected you to. You didn't collapse under the weight of your trials. Instead, something inside you awakened, a quiet warrior, a survivor, a spirit that refused to be defeated. This was not random strength. This was the hand of God shaping His chosen one through fire. Your early battles may have made you feel isolated or confused at the time. You may have wondered why life was so heavy for you, why you were facing hardship others didn't understand, why you had to grow up so quickly. But now, when you look back, you realize something powerful. Those battles built you. They sharpened your spirit, they prepared your character, they cultivated your wisdom. God allowed you to experience certain struggles early because your purpose required depth, and depth is born through difficulty. A chosen one cannot be shallow. A chosen one cannot be fragile. A chosen one cannot be easily broken. So God allowed you to endure things young so you would rise strong. You were not given an easy childhood because you were never meant for an easy destiny. The weight you carried was proof of the assignment on your life. And even though it hurt, you survived what others would have drowned in. You pushed through what was meant to stop you. You overcame things that were designed to destroy you. And here's the mystery, chosen one. Even in your darkest childhood moments, you were never unprotected. You were never alone. You were never abandoned. God was with you in every tear, every fear, every disappointment, every silent night. He was shaping you, molding you, and carving out a strength within you that could not be learned in comfort. Those early battles are not proof that you were cursed. They are proof that you were chosen. God trains His chosen ones first. Before elevation comes preparation. Before greatness comes pressure. Before purpose comes pain. Chosen one, your childhood struggles were not your downfall. They were your foundation. They were your divine shaping. They were the early signs that you were never ordinary. You were chosen from birth, and your early battles were heaven's way of preparing a warrior who would one day rise and carry a destiny far greater than anything you faced. Chapter 3. Chosen One. You had an inner knowing from childhood. Chosen one of the greatest signs that you were chosen from birth is the inner knowing you carried before you even understood what destiny meant. While other children lived carefree and unaware, you felt things you could not explain. You sensed truth without evidence. You recognized danger without warning. You understood life in ways far beyond your years. This was not imagination. It was spiritual intelligence awakening early. Even as a child, you could walk into a room and instantly feel the atmosphere. You knew when something was wrong, without being told. You could read people's intentions before they ever revealed them. You could sense who was safe and who was not. You could detect lies, hidden motives, and emotional shifts with a level of insight that adults found surprising. You may not have had the words for it then, but now you understand. Your spirit was awake before your mind matured, and this early awareness made you different. You saw through people. You saw through situations. You saw through illusions. While other children lived in innocence, you lived in awareness. You weren't paranoid. You were perceptive. You weren't strange. You were spiritually developed. God opened your eyes early because your purpose required vision that was sharper than the average soul. You also carried a deep sense of right and wrong. Even without being taught, you had a natural pull toward truth, fairness, and goodness. You felt guilty for things others didn't think twice about. You felt uncomfortable around darkness, chaos, or dishonesty. Your spirit reacted before your mind understood why. This moral compass was placed inside you because chosen ones are not shaped by the world. They are guided by heaven. There were moments when you felt something big was waiting for you. You couldn't explain it, but you knew your life had meaning. You knew you were meant to rise. You had dreams, visions, or inner whispers that told you there was something more. This was the divine calling echoing inside your soul, even in your youth. You were also unusually reflective. While others were focused on play, you were thinking, observing, imagining, and questioning. You wondered about purpose, destiny, and the unseen. You felt connected to something greater, something higher. That connection wasn't accidental. It was the early sign of your spiritual assignment. And because of this inner knowing, people often reacted to you differently. Some respected you, some feared you, some were drawn to you, some avoided you. That's because chosen ones carry a spiritual light that exposes what's hidden. Even as a child, your presence was disruptive to anything false, toxic, or deceptive. Chosen one, this early awareness was not given to everyone. It was a sign stamped on your soul long before you understood your purpose. You were chosen from birth, and God awakened your spirit early, so you could walk with wisdom that others had to learn through experience. Your intuition, your sensitivity, your discernment, your awareness, these were all divine fingerprints. They were heaven's way of saying, you are not like the rest, you are chosen, and your spirit will always know before your eyes see. Chapter 4, Chosen One. You were always protected in mysterious ways. One of the clearest signs that you were chosen from birth is the unexplainable protection that has followed you your entire life. When you look back at your journey, you can't deny it. You survived things that should have broken you, escaped situations that others never came out of, and walked away from moments that seemed impossible to recover from. This wasn't luck. It was divine covering. Even as a child, danger seemed to pass you by. Accidents missed you by inches. Situations that could have ended badly somehow unfolded in your favor. Moments where you should have been harmed ended with you mysteriously untouched. You didn't understand it then, but now you can see clearly. God's hand was over you long before you knew His name. You were protected from people too. There were individuals who tried to manipulate you, deceive you, or take advantage of your innocence, but something always happened to expose them, block them, or remove them. Sometimes you didn't even know what you avoided. All you felt was a sudden shift, an unexpected change, or a door that abruptly closed. That wasn't rejection. That was divine intervention. Certain friends you wanted never stayed. Certain relationships never formed. Certain environments you tried to enter never allowed you in. And you thought something was wrong with you. But chosen one, it wasn't rejection. It was redirection. God was not keeping you out. He was keeping you safe. Your destiny was too important to let the wrong people shape you. There were also moments where you felt an inner pull telling you, don't go there, don't trust them, don't take that path. That voice wasn't fear. It was divine guidance. It was God speaking to you through intuition, protecting you from hidden dangers you couldn't see with your natural eyes. Even your emotional protection was divine. When people tried to destroy your confidence, something inside you refused to die. When life tried to crush your spirit, something inside you stood back up. When circumstances tried to break your identity, something inside you held on. That something was your calling, unshakable, unmovable, untouchable. There were situations where you didn't know how you survived. Times you almost lost hope, moments you thought were the end. Yet somehow you came out stronger. Not because you were powerful on your own, but because heaven refused to let your story end prematurely. Your destiny was too valuable. Your purpose was too significant. Your assignment was too great. Chosen one, this is the truth. You were protected because you were chosen. You were shielded because you were sent. You were covered because your existence carries meaning. The attacks against you were strong because your purpose is stronger. The enemy wanted you early because heaven marked you early. But no matter what came against you, nothing succeeded. Why? Because God whispered over your life from birth. This one belongs to me. Your protection has never been random. It has always been divine confirmation that you were chosen from the beginning. Conclusion. Chosen one. Now that you've looked back at your life with new eyes, you can finally see what has always been true. You were not chosen halfway through your journey. You were chosen from the very beginning. Every sign, every battle, every moment of protection, every inner knowing, all of it has been pointing to the destiny God placed inside you before the world knew your name. You were set apart in childhood. You were refined through early struggles. You were awakened spiritually before your time. and you are protected in ways that make no human sense. These are not coincidences. They are divine fingerprints. They are reminders that your existence carries purpose, power, and heavenly intention. You were never ordinary. You were never overlooked. You were never forgotten. You were chosen. And now, chosen one, this is your confirmation. The same God who marked you from birth is still guiding your steps today. The same God who preserved you then is strengthening you now. The same God who prepared you in silence is about to reveal you in His timing. You are stepping into a season where the purpose planted in you long ago will finally begin to manifest. If this message spoke to your spirit, if it awakened something deep inside you, then listen closely. If you believe you were chosen from birth, drop a heart in the comments to declare your faith and to show your love for God. Let the world see that you recognize His hand over your life. Let heaven see your agreement with your assignment. Let your heart be the symbol of your gratitude and your conviction. Say it boldly, chosen one. I am chosen. I am protected. I am called from birth. Your journey is just beginning. Your purpose is unfolding. Your elevation is on the way. Step forward with confidence, because once God chooses you, no force on earth can stop what He has ordained.